This is your girl, Jamie Reed Poetry, host of The Dirty Pleasure Show with The Dirty Pleasure Show. Now we are live. You can go to the store and be sure to unlock the 10% discount when you subscribe to the newsletter. We've got a catalog full of goodies for you. We've got 2 bundles that you want to check out, the Hot Auntie Starter Kit as well as the Dirty Bag Swag. We've got a little bit of something for everybody on this website. You can also find our social media links and how to connect with us, as well as if you want to be a guest on the show. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel because season 3, if you're seeing this and hearing this, season 3 is right now. So be sure to go to the Dirty Pleasure Show and check out some information about myself, Jamie Marie Poetry. But you can also get a little bit more detail there and understand a little bit more about maybe stuff I hadn't said. But you can definitely see us on the YouTube channel. You can also see us little snippets here and there on the website, and then you can click on the Hear Us tab. We're on all platforms, Amazon, Audible, Apple, and Spotify, just to name a few. Be sure to go to thedirtypleasureshow.com. Now enjoy the show. Let's get dirty. What's going on, everybody? I'm Jamie Marie Poetry, host of The Dirty Pleasure Show. Today, it is just me here. Brandy is having a lot of issues with the weather on the North Carolina side, so we want to wish her well and make sure she's safe there. We've got a show for you, okay? The panelists have done the quiz. Now, to refresh you all, we are doing this in series, or rather, you don't know the shit, rather. So let me explain. We're doing 3 parts. So me and Brandy did our part, which was part 1. This is part 2, and you'll see part 3. So if you want to check out the details about our results and all the little shit that we had to talk about, check us out on part 1, which will air before this, but you'll be able to see that and see what we had. Without further ado, though, we're going to introduce our guests and get straight into it. So let me go ahead and bring everybody up here. We've got Jay Fax. We've got Erica Devon, which is covered up by our graphic. I apologize for that. And then we've got CEO of Black Pockets. Okay. Yeah, Black Pockets. Okay. So, first and foremost, how was you all's the weekend? How did the weekend go for everybody?
Fast. Super fast.
Good. Okay. Everybody's weekend went good. Jay Fax got the whole podcast mic going on. How did your weekend go, sir? You muted.
I'm sorry. It was crazy.
There we go.
It was crazy. The weekend was dope. I don't have no complaints, so everything was cool.
Okay. And Cece, oh, you know what? I read the bottom part. Okay, yes, Cece. I didn't even see. Somehow my thing was blocking the top part of your name. But how was your weekend?
I just figured you was
What's happening?
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I said the weekend was fast. It went by real fast.
Okay. Let me get Brandy up. I think she might be having some. She might be doing okay now. I don't know. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so everybody's weekend was good. She's trying to tell me something else. All right. So everybody's weekend was good. Glad to hear that. What? Okay, so based on the results that you all took, because you all took the lust quiz and the love quiz, and I was, for one, pretty much aligned with what my results were. So I was like, okay, we dug deep into that episode. Again, they can check that out on part 1. But did anybody's results come back almost like what? I'm going to ask that for the love quiz, the love language quiz. And Erica, you could go ahead and start. Then it'll CC and then it'll be J, just to give you the order.
Sure. I'll go ahead. So for me, my results were inconclusive at this time. Now, I've taken the love language quiz multiple times. with various modalities. So yeah, that was interesting that, it said that. But I'm just going to say I'm probably a more balanced person these days than I was before. So consistently, my results have been, oh goodness, what did I just say? Acts of service. Thank you.
Acts of service.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, nothing says I love you like vacuuming for me, making sure my gas is, topped off in my car. And with all those things, rivers flow. If all those things are attached.
Okay.
Jamil's laughing at me. What's up, man?
I'm just listening. I promise I'm listening.
Okay, so act of service was what you thought would be the case, but then you ended up getting inconclusive. So you literally were. So how is that, like 100% on all the results?
No, it just said 2 or more.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So they're like, we ain't about to even show you. That's the one that you got to pay for anyway. So it's like they want you to pay to see the rest of it, and then it ended up being like, okay, it was very, very close.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But I can't say, I've probably done it like 4 different times, and it's consistently been acts of service. But I've also read the book, Cracking the Communication Code, which is where the 5 love languages originally started with Chapman as that. So even in that, it was consistently acts of service. But I think for me, it's probably situational at this point in my life, just based on the partner that I have and how, we really interact with each other. Again, I didn't pay the $7.98 or however much it was for that. But if I had to guess, I don't know, I guess we'll say my secondary was probably physical touch.
Okay. So Cece, for you, what on the love language quiz for you, how did it line up with what you thought of yourself?
For me, it was spot on. I'm also pretty familiar with it, so it definitely just lined up with what mine would be, which is quality time and physical touch. It basically said 2 or more. So I guess it's inconclusive as well, but I already know what they are, so wasn't that big a surprise. But I've also kind of been researching and interested in the conversation around love languages themselves being almost like problematic for us, to label, kind of like what you said, it's situational. So it's problematic, and it also kind of stems from like this oppressive, society, community specifically, that makes you choose these things, because it can be situational.
It can be, and I think, well, my goal with this was just to kind of bring the conversation up. It wasn't to box anybody in, because even myself, I'm like, well, all of them at some point are relevant. Some are more relevant in the beginning, some, where it kind of trickles down into another side of things, and it trickles down into another side of things just because of the situation. Like we were saying, it's situational. So for you, what were your results when you said for the love language? What did you end up getting boxed into? Let me say it like that.
It said 2 or more. So for me, it probably was the 2 I'm always getting, which is quality time and physical touch. So I assume it was into, but again, you got to pay that $6.90, whatever, that weird to get the actual result.
I know,
but I'm almost sure that's what it was referring to.
And I'm sorry about that. When I did it, I'm like, this fucking thing didn't try to cheat about getting the result, but they got to make money somehow. So I think mine came out to be quality time solid, like, okay, this is your thing. But I was like, yeah, it's probably the answers that I put. Obviously, they somehow decided, no, it's just going to be this. But it was really, my opinion, all of them, but at different intervals. So Jay, JFX, go ahead and tell us what yours were, or if you were inconclusive as well.
Nah, it surprised me. I won't lie. It said physical touch for the love language. I don't necessarily like love languages specifically, the category, like the conversation around it, because in most cases, people only speak about the love they want to have expressed to them, not the love that they themselves express. So a lot tends to get overlooked, or you end up missing each other as a result of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so focused on what you can get instead of what it is that person even speaks. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that the practice itself doesn't have that, because in the book by Chapman, he actually talks about love languages spoken as well as love languages understood. But everybody only focuses on love languages understood. So I'm impartial on the entire practice, not because it's a bad practice, but because people seemingly not understanding what's supposed to happen with it.
Oh yeah, you got to be intentional AF about it.
Yeah, it's super intentional. It's super intentional. But mine was physical touch. I was actually expecting it to be words of affirmation, because I absolutely love to get my ego stroked. If I'm being honest.
He was on a previous episode, and I definitely got that same vibe. I'm like, okay, this is that one. So you were surprised about your results.
It caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie. It really surprised me, because I didn't realize that I didn't think I cared that much about physical touch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even like having sex with a woman unless I absolutely like am in-depthly connected with that woman. So it was weird to me that it said physical touch. I'm like, damn, okay, I guess I never really knew myself. So it's something I got to analyze about myself. I'm being said, something I got to really sit with and analyze, because I never considered it.
Now, but also, let's not box ourselves in just because the results were what they were. You know, I don't want us to like start to question life and things like that. Like, whoa, wait a minute. But it is something to like look at. Like, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, it's a baseline. I guess you say it's a baseline if you haven't ever done it and you don't, like this is something you're new to. I don't think it necessarily should be looked at like, this is the end all be all and this is just what it is. And you operate kind of like how we do. And we're going to be doing another show on zodiac signs and stuff like that. So, but that kind of boxes you into like your zodiac sign. You can only be like this type of person or whatever. And that's how people tend to kind of operate. And I think that anytime you put a label with something like this, then people kind of have this whole thing where like they only operate like, oh, well, mine is giving gifts. So, I got to give gifts, but then you don't tap into nothing else. You don't think about any other type of way to show love or to receive it. And if there's another thing, if that person's love language isn't the receiving gifts to give love, then you think you're not loved because they're not giving gifts. If that's how you equate, love to, giving gifts. So
I agree. The conversation around it tends to be really linear, like super linear. It removes all of the diversity of an individual. Like, there are people who like rap and rock music. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What makes you think that just because I like love one way doesn't mean that I won't like love another way? Like, it's
exactly.
weird. Really weird.
We're not a monolith.
Exactly.
I agree. So, okay, so if you all were to what are we talking about? If you were to rank it, because it's 5 of them. Let me get them up so I can make sure. In case, well, y'all sound like y'all know what it is anyway. But if you were to rank it 1 through 5, 1 being the least, 5 being the most, how would you rank it rather than just lock into 1?
That's a good question. So I actually pulled up my previous results. That actually does rank it. So, for me, it's, acts of service, number 1, physical touch, 2, quality time, 3, receiving gifts, 4, and then 5, words of affirmation.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And CC, how would you rank yours?
On quality time, 2 physical touch, 3 words of affirmations, 4 receiving gifts, and I think 5 acts of service. Just because
okay.
Yeah, so these would probably receive it in some capacity as well. But yeah.
Okay. And J Fax, how would you rank yours?
For me, number one would definitely be words of affirmation. I honestly haven't really given too much thought into the rest because I'm being honest. I'm being really honest because I'm kind of a mix up of everything else. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm one of those people that I will acknowledge what a person does for me and I will cherish that thing. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be anything specific. Like what someone might do for me is an act of service and it's their gesture. I'll see it for what it is. You see what I'm saying? I'll be like, damn, that was really dope. While somebody else might get a gift that's really significant to how much they know me. And I'll appreciate that as well. Like it depends. So the rest is just whatever. I don't know. You can put them in any order you want to. But number one is definitely words of affirmation.
Okay. So for me, when I thought about like how would I rank it, I think I was quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, and physical touch. And I think the reason why I did that order was because the quality time is what I think builds the bond. So the words of affirmation to me are, what do you consider it? Not what do you consider, what am I trying to say? They mean more. I don't know what the little fancy word is I was trying to think of, but they mean more when the quality time that we've spent is quality. Like, so then I feel like, okay, when you say I'm beautiful, when you say I'm pretty when I wake up, when I know I look fucked up and you still like, no, I see the beauty in you and all this other type of stuff. But it's the word of affirmation because we've already built that bond in the quality time. So I feel like you mean it. Even if we both know, there's a challenge there, but the fact that you see past it, like that's a thing for me. So
you better than me because I'm a sucker.
Right. I want to touch on that too, Jay.
I look at it like how, there we go.
I'm a sucker.
I look at it like, go ahead.
No, I was saying you better than me.
Okay,
honestly, you got to believe it first. I've literally been swept off my feet with kind words before. And the lady ain't know me from a hole in the wall. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how much of a sucker I am for words of affirmation. I kid you not, it was an older lady. She had to be about 70 years old. And she was like, she said, your skin looks so buttery. I'd wake up in the morning and put you on bread. I ain't never had nobody say that like that to me. Caught me off guard. Caught me off guard. Though. You see what I'm saying? Like, imagine somebody saying, like, what do you do in a situation like that? All I could do was smile and cover my face. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sucker for it.
Your heart.
Serious.
She did that.
But you know what, Jay?
I ain't never told nobody that.
Listen, let me tell you. So when I was saying like it's situational for me, and I know we're gonna get to lust, but I'm gonna just touch on it for a second. Physical touch. When I'm having sex, I kind of have a praise kink, right? Yeah. So all those affirming words that are happening, it
do something. Yeah, I got you.
It's music to my ears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, tell me I'm doing a good job, right?
Exactly.
That's that. You know what I mean? Like that.
That's true.
And the body language. Now, okay, let me ask this. Body language, like, okay, that tells you you're doing a good job too. So that's kind of like an affirmation.
Talk to
like
me.
If you clenching up.
Talk to me.
Talk to me.
In my ear.
Like,
this is your girl, Jamie Reed Poetry, host of The Dirty Pleasure Show with The Dirty Pleasure Show. Now we are live. You can go to the store and be sure to unlock the 10% discount when you subscribe to the newsletter. We've got a catalog full of goodies for you. We've got 2 bundles that you want to check out, the Hot Auntie Starter Kit, as well as the Dirty Bag Swag. We've got a little bit of something for everybody on this website. You can also find our social media links and how to connect with us, as well as if you want to be be a guest on the show. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel because season 3, if you're seeing this and hearing this, season 3 is right now. So be sure to go to the Dirty Pleasure Show and check out some information about myself, J. Marie Poetry. But you can also get a little bit more detail there and understand a little bit more about maybe stuff I hadn't said. But you can definitely see us on the YouTube channel. You can also see us little snippets here and there on the website. And then you can click on the Hear Us tab. We're on all platforms, Amazon, Audible, Apple, and Spotify, just to name a few. Be sure to go to thedirtypleasureshow.com. Now enjoy the show. Let's get dirty. But
John,
I mean, everything, y'all motherfuckers, y'all done went into the lust thing already.
But I'm saying, right? And then you don't put in the time and invest it, you know what I mean? Like in the whole, and I'm not just saying like quality time, but you know, even again, like those acts of service or whatever, where you like literally like move stuff off my schedule so where I don't have to worry about it, to where I have more time to have sex with people or, you know, whatever the case may be. And then you're like, hey, I appreciate you making, you know, room in your schedule.
Yeah,
you know, had to come get with you, you know?
Yeah.
You had to come get with me before this thing right here.
And that's what I'm saying. That the act of service ties into all of these other things, like receiving gifts. Like I'm not a gifter, I'm not a gifter or a gift receiver like that, but it's the thought of the gift that matters more to me than you just buying me something like, oh, it's your birthday, I'm okay, I know you want this. Well, no, that's kind of good, but just giving me something just because, and it doesn't really have any thought behind it. That's that to me kind of ties into the affirmation thing too, where it's like you didn't really put no thought into that, so it's empty, you know, and it's not, you know, it doesn't feel good when you receive the gift in, because it's just out of obligation that you're doing it instead of admiration or adoration or whatever. So yeah, but then it rolls into the physical touch for me. When all of that other shit is aligned up for me, then the physical touch matters.
Up there, like
it matters because
I hear y'all. Maybe it's a woman thing because I'm different.
No.
Hear me out. Here's what I'm saying. Right? You see how you said all those things gotta line up. You know what I'm saying? For those words to make sense, it got to be the other way around for me. What I'm saying is I've had people just give me gifts. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't never actually had a conversation with me or encouraged me in any way, shape, or form, I'm like, what are you doing this for? Like, what's the purpose behind this? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it loses all significance for me. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe
that makes sense. So I'll tell you a quick story. So when I was just dating my primary partner now, somehow he got like a link to my Amazon list. Okay. And on that Amazon list, it wasn't just like stuff I wanted, but it was, you know, stuff that would help make my life easier. Something like, you know, like the iRobot vacuum.
Back to the floor. Yeah.
Exactly,
right.
I was like,
No. No, the iRobot vacuum, right? It was stuff that I needed to, you know, like get my little shirt business off the ground, or, you know, most recently it was a massage table, a facial steamer, right? Because I'm in esthetician school, like things like that. Although they're gifts, truly it's acts of service, right? Because it's things that I would have gotten for myself, but it helps alleviate that worry or that burden. And it says, hey, I truly care about you and your goals and your vision and, you know, the things that you want to do, right?
I swear.
When we get to lust, I done zoned out. When we get to lust, that connected part fucks with me to the nth degree, but that's okay.
So that's your issue? Connected, you said? If you're not connected?
No, not. Yeah, like I have to be connected. Otherwise, let's compartmentalize this just a little bit because I want to kind of save that conversation. But I wanted to hear a little bit more from Cece because I know we kind of got super excited, and I didn't want you to not be heard. But the question, I guess, was, do you feel like that it is an order to that love language, where if this is lined up, then this can happen, or do you feel like it happens all kind of like full circle?
There we go. I was muted for a second. I agree with them. Definitely one thing can affect the other. Different modes, and there's some people you can know within like minutes and have deep connections with any of those than people that you've known for years or people that you may have been, talking to for a long time. So it can also be the energy of the situation too that can make a difference. So sometimes you might go out of order, like you might kind of be like our friend over there, where you're shocked about the fact that you got one result, but that might happen with the right person,
Right.
compared to,
Right.
So I definitely agree. I think it's, again, back to that situational thing. I think even the order of that is situational too, so it's kind of hard to say, but I definitely know it can change. And sometimes, sometimes some people don't want to just need like physical touch, and that's for them is good. And like, we tend to shame that sometimes, but if that's what an individual person needs for whatever reason, we gotta respect it just like quality time or any of the other ones, because the other ones are like almost romanticized in our culture, opposed to.
Oh my God.
For sure.
Oh,
shame.
Yeah, it's a snap. That's a snap all day.
I'm saying when I asked y'all to be on the show, it's because I knew we got to make sure we keep this to an hour, because I feel like this would go over an hour very easily for y'all. Because this was such a thing for me, because I'm like, it's not just one thing, because I like them all, but with different people. A woman can be a different woman with a different man, just like a man can be a different man to a different woman. I had to think about that.
Right.
And vice versa. And not to put it in heterosexual terms, because I know CC respectfully, and I don't want to make it seem like we're just talking about heterosexual terms here, but any capacity, you're a different person with a different person. So sometimes, just like you said, that brings out a different person depending on the energy, the environment, whether it's alcohol involved, toxicate, all that plays a part.
Yep. It literally turns into a video game. You know how you have them combinations in certain rooms, every combination or every special move.
Hitting those different levels. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Power
up right now. You feel me? Like, yeah.
Right.
I think that is huge.
That's a fact. It's annoying to me that people make humanity so linear. It makes no sense. It makes zero sense. Like the idea that you're not even versatile as a human being, let alone in relationships, is wild to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, how could you not be different in different situations when your life says that you are? You're not the same person as you are when you're at school or work, or when you're home with your family, or when you're with your friends. Like, you change based on the circumstance. Why wouldn't how you interact with other people affectionately do the exact same thing?
Yes, fluidity is a thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's not even just sexually, right?
Period. Just period.
Right.
Yeah.
What am I going to go around drinking water every day? No, sometimes I like drinking beer. Sometimes I like a little Henny. I don't like Henny. I'm just saying. Sometimes I might drink a Coke. You know what I'm saying? I change. Same, like life changes. This is how we are. We're not so linear. Wild to me. Super wild.
No, and I think, okay, so as age and experience and relationships and all that kind of thing changed, or let me ask that, has it evolved what you once thought love was? Like, was there ever a point?
Yo, you said you wanted to stop after an hour. This is not gonna be held within an hour. What you going into this right here, this is not gonna be held to an hour. I'm telling you this right now.
Okay,
no way.
Let me say this.
You're gonna be editing. It's gonna be 2 episodes.
Yo, forever. She'll be editing this forever.
Let me say, okay, we can push it to an hour and a half. I just want to be, convenient of everybody's time. But I know this conversation.
You got me till 7. Go crazy. Go crazy.
Okay. I'm just saying, because I know, Erica, I know you have some time constraints, so I wanted to also, be mindful of that. And then CC, I didn't know what your time constraints were, so I wanted to be mindful of that as well. But I think that's it's a loaded question for sure, Jay. Mm-hmm. It's a loaded question. But like I'll go first. So what my perception of what love was in the beginning, like once I got past teenage love and, thought I knew whatever, in my early 20s, late 20s, damn near probably my 30s was probably when I started to understand it. That's to be very honest, because I had the romanticized understanding of it, from Love Jones to Love and Basketball. And Love Jones, that motherfucking movie had you thinking.
It ain't even just movies, Jay, the music. You understand what I'm saying?
Everything.
Like everything. We had a whole culturally we all had one understanding of love as a result of our culture, straight up and down.
Yeah. And in my mind, I fell in love with love, or what I thought love was.
Absolutely.
And so then it became like this linear thing where like it was like, if you didn't act like Lorenz Tate did with Nia Long when this situation happened and blah blah blah, I didn't understand what was going on. And then it broke, obviously. At some point I started to recognize, no, people are people and interactions are interactions, and it's not a movie, you know, and that kind of thing. But for me, that didn't happen till like I was in my 30s. So, and I'm gonna try to keep it in order. I know I did go a little bit out of order because it should have been Erica, Cece, then Jay. But go ahead, Erica. When for you did that change?
You know, here's what it was for me. Okay, so growing up, you know, I had great examples of, you know, marriage, love. I'm not gonna say so I thought, but I will say that was probably ideal for my grandparents, my parents, my aunts, my uncles, whatever. But the turning point for me was when I had the American dream and sis still wasn't feeling loved. You know, I had the husband, I had the kids, I had the house, I had the dog, you know, even the freaking fence, right? Had a great career, you know, all that. And I don't know, it was like around 29, 30, you know, for me. And I literally sat with myself and I, you know, I talked with the universe and everybody. And I'm like, am I undeserving
all that
of, you know, what's been bestowed upon me? You know, am I ungrateful, you know, for all that I have and, you know, all that I've done, you know, and it's time, there's more, you know, to life. Right. And so, yeah, the turning point for me was quite honestly when I filed for my first divorce. And I really started exploring who I am, you know, as an adult, because quite frankly, I got married like super young, you know, that first go around, and I didn't even know who I was as an adult woman in the absence of kids, in the absence of a husband. You get what I'm saying? To even be able to truly define that, right? So I kind of went on a quest of, you know, unpacking that, exploring, you know, what that meant for me, right? And kind of pushing away from societal norms that were, you know, introduced to me, you know, early on and throughout, you know, my young adult years. And, you know, number one, it started with me. And then, you know, I had like some qualifiers for partners, for friendships and, you know, whatnot. But, you know, I stopped thinking that everybody else is responsible for my happiness. And, you know,
that's a big one.
That's a big one.
It was a light bulb moment, right? It's like, yo, I'm responsible, you know, for that. And anyone who comes into my life or whose life I come into, they should complement that, right? And not complicate it. But at the end of the day, yo, we were all blessed with free will. We were all blessed with the life that was like, you know, given to us. It's what you make of it. So that was the turning point for me.
Okay. Cece, what about you, ma'am?
I would have to say, but for me, it was definitely probably similar to divorce. Actually happened before the divorce even came to be, but I did put a lot of myself into somebody else. Also, with it, kind of like what Jamel was saying, putting all of your expectations to what someone could do for you opposed to what you was doing for somebody else at the same time. So it made me kind of look more internally with like what my love language for myself would be, because I was not putting a lot of that same energy into loving myself just as strongly and just as, you know, passionately as I did towards somebody else. So that's when it changed for me, when I had to you had to stop, you know what I'm saying? Because like, why does this hurt so much? Because you literally gave your all into something else, like an energy that was outside of you, opposed to the only power you have, only thing you can control, which is within yourself. Your isness first, you know what I mean? Because I can't even be a good friend without doing that, let alone going into like love language on a romantic or intimate level. So
Man. Yeah, this is gonna go. Pat, go ahead, Jay.
Telling you. My wake up call was crazy. I think I woke up years ago in my 20s. I was in my previous marriage. Way before my divorce, I had the wake up call. But I forced myself to stay into a situation under the guise that if I just kept on pushing and digging and fighting, that eventually I would get what it is that I was looking for. But somebody, I can't remember who said it. I don't even know who to attribute this quote to. Somebody was like, yo, how do you expect a person to eventually pay attention to something how do you expect to give somebody something that you continuously gave them before, and they're going to appreciate it if you just keep on giving them more? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So that was my wake up call. It destroyed everything that I thought a relationship was supposed to be. It destroyed everything I thought love was supposed to be. Like, I had this wild notion of what it was. I thought love was. I thought all you had to do was, be there, listen 24/7. I ended up not having an identity as a result of just doing all these things. You know what I'm saying? I had to figure out who I was.
In there, man. Yes.
Like, it's wild. You end up becoming this thing. Yeah, you end up becoming this thing. And this is the reason why I have my views on love languages as I do now. Like, you change your entire identity to fit this person's desires of what it is they want to love, or what it is they like will be loved.
How they receive it.
Exactly. Meanwhile, you don't even know who the hell you are anymore. You done became everything that they want without ever taking into account that you are your own individual. Like, you have a way of loving as well as being loved. It's wild. It's really crazy. Like, that's why I don't even really align to it. Like, yeah, I understand love languages, but I don't really mess with it. People, you can get lost in that really, really quickly. Like, really
sure.
quickly.
Yeah, it creates an expectation.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And many of them are
like if you're not here, then it's like, oh no, then this isn't the person for me. Well, we all grow at different points.
Yeah.
And we all grow at different intervals. So, and that's
it's really wild.
I think I still struggle with some. Well, I know it's not even the thing. I know I still struggle with some of that, because I think when you're with somebody, you don't, like if this person is, what do you say? Worth it. We'll say it like that. If they're worth it, you adjust because you feel like this is.
Jay, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna call cap on that, sis. Let me tell you why. I guarantee it, with you at your adult age, I don't know if you've ever experienced this before, but I'm pretty sure you've been with someone that you gave your absolute all to who wasn't worth it by any capacity. You understand what I'm saying? But you only did it because you loved them. You see what I'm saying? You were willing to change everything about yourself simply because you loved them. So like the value, that value aspect of things is a little bit slippery, because realistically, you've given your worth to someone who was not valuable at all.
Oh no. I'm not saying that it was valid that they were valued, but I'm saying in my mind they were valuable, or it was worth it to do it. The experience that came from it was more valuable than the person that I gave my all to. Yes.
You know.
But
you get mad respect for that, because I be hot.
You can be hot and still like appreciate the lesson that you got from it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Or the kids that you got from it.
Of course.
It's having somebody worth it. You don't really know that. Like, you can literally assume this person's worth it or think that they're worth it, but then they prove themselves unworthy of that. But it doesn't take away the effort that you put into it, or the fact that you was real about it, or that you meant well. Like, I think that's what we tend to do, is assume that we did something wrong when stuff like that happens. But really, we was the one, like you just said, we was the one that was worthy the whole time. So maybe it's just about finding how to put that worth back into ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it's also, and I'm gonna wrap this part of it up with, because this can go on forever. I know me, but what I'll say is, it shows you that you have that ability. Like, that's what I take from situations when I fuck up, when the relationship is over. I'm not gonna say when I fuck up, because I know I fucked up at some points, either allowing it or doing something that someone else allowed that they shouldn't have allowed. But whatever the case may be, when the relationship ends, I look at it like, okay, what did I do in that relationship that maybe that person wasn't worth it, to do it for, but I did it. So for me, it's like I flexed that muscle. So I know I have that muscle for the right person in the right relationship in the right situation.
I see.
So I take that like I was in the gym with this motherfucker. Maybe, you know,
yeah,
the muscle ain't gonna show.
Yeah, you can apply that to the next situation. I see what you're saying. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's a really positive. Yeah. I've never looked at it that way. I
had to, trust me.
Even if the relationship fails, you taking that lesson with you to carry. That's dope. That's a really dope perspective.
Yeah. And the other part of it is okay.
Yeah, weather's picking up, so it's cutting in and out. So I'm just gonna move myself. I just wanted to let you know I am still here.
Oh, got you. Okay. The other part of it is I pride myself on not being that chick that's like, I'm gonna slash your tires and bust your windows out your car type. But in my mind, I'm that chick, but something stops me because it's your girl, Jamie Reed Poetry, host of The Dirty Pleasure Show with The Dirty Pleasure Show. Now we are live. You can go to the store and be sure to unlock the 10% discount when you subscribe to the newsletter. We've got a catalog full of goodies for you. We've got 2 bundles that you want to check out, the Hot Auntie Starter Kit as well as the Dirty Bag Swag. We've got a little bit of something for everybody on this website. You can also find our social media links and how to connect with us, as well as if you want to be a guest on the show. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel because season 3, if you're seeing this and hearing this, season 3 is right now. So be sure to go to the Dirty Pleasure Show and check out some information about myself, J. Marie Poetry. But you can also get a little bit more detail there and understand a little bit more about maybe stuff I hadn't said. But you can definitely see us on the YouTube channel. You can also see us little snippets here and there on the website, and then you can click on the Hear Us tab. We're on all platforms, Amazon, Audible, Apple, and Spotify, just to name a few. Be sure to go to thedirtypleasureshow.com. Now enjoy the show. Let's get dirty. It's like, no, you know, one, you don't want to be on the news, and this is what you're known for. And if you ever go out, that's the last thing people know of you. Like, I'm good. I don't want to be that person. And then
it's a shame you even got to think that way. It's a shame you even got to.
But I have children too, and so it's like I don't want to take myself out my children's life either by being irate, irrational, you know, that kind of thing. Plus, then letting somebody take you to that point, that's a whole nother thing. Like,
right, or more so choosing to take yourself to that point, right? Because, you know, it goes back to what I said about, you know, free will, right? We can all literally do whatever the fuck we all want to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
But is it truly your position, my position, you know, Jamel's position to say, oh, well, because this person exercised their right to free will, then I'm going to make them pay and I'm going to destroy their property and I'm going to, like, you know, do these things. Like, it's, in hindsight, like, you really think about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know what, you can put, like, take that energy, that negative energy that you were going to put into, you know, slashing tires or, you know, taking all the left shoes, which I've done that before too, right? And you can, because he couldn't get right, Jamel, but but I'm saying, you can take, like, that energy and just apply it to something positive, you know, somebody who truly aligns with, like, the vision that you have for your life. And,
oh my God.
You know,
yes.
and move forward with that.
That's a
Jay,
fact.
you laughing, but I'm sure you remember.
I'm trying to act like I know your business because
right. I mean, but it's a thing, right?
Nah,
it was a
thing.
video that was just on Facebook where this chick, it was TikTok, right? She's, you know, snatching down the TV and kicking the TV and all this because her dude cheated on her or something. But for why? Right? It's
and that's probably her shit that she bought. And that's probably
it don't change nothing. Exactly. Like, it doesn't undo what was already done. So what's the point?
It doesn't, right? But you're gonna have some trumped up charges, you know, on you.
My only issue with that perspective is that it stifles people into thinking they're not even supposed to react. Like, I've actually seen people get manipulated in a way where
no. React, right? But just know that, you know, for every action,
there's a reaction.
No, of course, right? Absolutely.
Even if that person doesn't, you know, react, still on the legal side, you know, again, I got kids.
Yeah.
I have, you know, professionalism to,
you know,
be
back and I bust the windows out.
You got a lot to lose. Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean? And for what? Right?
Yeah.
Because motherfuckers want to be honest.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I think I've learned to. Oh, somebody said this on some TikTok or Instagram or something. I was looking at social media somewhere where they say emotional regulation. And I think that I've learned how to regulate my emotions to a certain degree now, where even if I'm crying because somebody's hurt me and they're in my face, because I've been in that situation and crying and they have no emotion to them at all. It regulates me because I'm like, oh, bitch, you acting the fool. This nigga ain't even let me straighten up. So I done, all right, let me get my shit together and go. Because clearly you don't have this has no effect on you.
Yeah.
And not that I was trying to affect it, but it kind of helped me regulate, like, whoa.
Right. They not in the ring with you. They not in the shooting with you, right? You were literally in that situation by yourself.
Yeah. That's when it's like,
I gotta work on that.
Okay.
I'll be real.
I gotta work on that,
like
y'all.
that.
I'm gonna be honest, y'all. My emotional, that would upset me. If I'm in my feelings and I'm trying to tell you how I'm feeling and you ain't got no emotion, that's gonna see. So I'm working on my emotional regulation. I'm just gonna keep it real. That would be.
Oh yeah.
My energy is very valuable to me. So if I'm, actually exhausting that energy towards something, and I feel like it's not even being forget reciprocation. You ain't gotta match me. It's fine. But at least pretend like I'm a human person with feelings as well. You know what I'm saying?
Empathy. You talking about empathy? Yeah.
And a lot of people don't necessarily have that. And if you really just not responding in an empathetic way, but want me to understand how you feeling or maybe what you have to say, that's when my emotional regulations get bad at that point.
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact.
That could be one of the greatest gifts that you ever received is learning that somebody really don't give two shits. When you're all in.
Right.
That's a damn light bulb moment where you're like, maybe that's all that you needed to move forward.
Right.
In your life.
Yeah.
That's fact.
And you use, that's right. And then you use, for me, I use that hurt to feel what I should have been doing in the first place that I stopped doing because I was dealing with this motherfucker.
Go on and finish your degree. Go on and get.
When y'all see me,
right.
But now this is true, Jay. With a woman, I'll say myself.
I think that's a woman thing. And I was about to say, I think that's a woman thing because guys typically we'll take that energy. We won't put it into focusing on ourselves like the way y'all do. Dudes typically, a dude will go to the gym and become a gym rat. You know what I'm saying? He might end up picking up some kind of hobby and he off to that. You know what I'm saying? But y'all take y'all energy, y'all get degrees. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go get degrees. Oh yeah. Y'all get your body, y'all tighten up your body and shit. Now you on Instagram,
right? You gonna start your locks,
everything. Cut your hair, a whole nother hairstyle.
Dye your hair.
Y'all become whole new people. Facts.
Yeah.
Listen.
Whole new people. Who is these people?
But you know what, Jamel? I'm gonna say something real quick too about my observations with men.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I don't know if it's just my relationships or, if y'all have had the same thing, right? And I'm not even saying it's gender based, okay? But what I have noticed is that with a lot of men, I've learned how to be self-full from men, right? Because I've noticed that a lot of times, and I'm not going to say the men, I'm just going to say the masculine, right? In a relationship, the way y'all focus on yourselves, y'all don't lose yourselves in relationships. The feminine does.
It depends.
And man, I'm telling you, that is admirable as fuck. So, I'll say this, I've had a terrible, ass relationship. And regardless as to what the fuck was going on, this dude was focused on his damn self. And I learned how to focus on my damn self from
as a result,
a narcissistic mofo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it made me so much better and emotionally mature for my next situation.
Exactly.
No matter what's going on, sis, you gotta you gotta keep your shit.
You gotta love you. Forward. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, with that same situation, right? You said, man, y'all tend to maintain yourself. I actually lost myself for 16 years in a relationship. That actually happened. Yeah, that actually happened. But the problem was, it was faith-based. A lot of it was faith-based. A lot of it was culturally based, where I felt like I had to keep on giving more of myself until I had nothing left and then keep on going anymore, even more than that. And eventually I lost myself. It took me realize. I think that was a lesson I had to learn. So I think it was Cece that said it's circumstantial. You see what I'm saying? Based on your experiences. Like, and I agree with that wholeheartedly, because like you're going to learn different things. And Jay said you're going to take those lessons with you to the next situation. For me, like the thing that I took, I didn't look at it as a valuable lesson. I took it as a cautionary tale. You know what I'm saying? When I lost myself, I was like, nah, nigga. I'm sorry. Can I say that?
Yeah, this is good. I say,
Yo, when I lost myself, I was like, nah, nigga, you ain't never doing that shit again. You see what I'm saying? So, and it was as a result of me understanding love in a very skewed sense. You know what I'm saying? Very skewed sense. After that, I realized that ultimately, I can't love a person better than I love myself. You see what I'm saying? If I'm saying in this situation, like, oh yeah, I love you so much. You know what I'm saying? I love you so much and I'm destroying myself, then I don't love you. You're an addiction at that point. You're someone that I'm willing to like do whatever to myself, even for you to remain in my life. That's an addiction. That's an addiction. And it took me realizing that. Like, it really, I'm saying it as a recovering addict in this scenario. You see what I'm saying? Like, it takes you coming to the realization, like, yo, that's not it. You see what I'm saying? Like, if it takes me being destroyed or hurt or damaged in the process of this situation, that ain't it. That's not what I'm supposed to be. I can't call it love. I can't.
Recovering undercover over lover.
Listen.
When I tell you it's so ingrained in everything that I've ever experienced, like even down to the lessons I got in life, yo, the music I listen to, I'm gonna give you two statements. You see what I'm saying? Biggie Smalls said, "Spread love is the Brooklyn way." You see what I'm saying? Culturally, I'm hit there. As a youth, this is being drilled into my head. Jay-Z then went ahead and drilled it even further. He said, if every nigga in your clique is rich, your clique is rugged, no one will fall because each one will be each other's crutches. You feel me? Now I'm back to this position where I gotta keep on giving of myself to other people. You feel me? Then I see movies like, what, Crazy Stupid Love? You ever seen that movie? You know what I'm saying?
Who's in it?
It's with the dude that played Evan Almighty. All right, don't worry. The point is, I was always giving these examples, especially in faith, because I'm a Christian man. I say this shit all the time, especially on my podcast. I'm a Christian man, not a perfect man. But at the end of the day, in my faith alone, it says, like, yo, in the book of Hosea 3, I think, this dude loved, his wife was a prostitute or something like that. And he was commanded to go continue to love her. You know what I'm saying? So I was in this position where I was like, yo, I have to stay here. And I got to keep giving to myself no matter what. Like, it's my charge. It's what I'm supposed to do. But if it's killing me, then how could I say that this is what to do?
Please.
You see what I'm saying?
That's the whole thing. When is enough? Or when is...
No, really, seriously. At what point is, where does this all turn around? Because they'll promise you, and in these relationships, people always seem to know what to say. You see what I'm saying? I'm not speaking for nobody else. My experience.
No, you ain't lying.
They'll tell you, oh, nah, it's cool. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be better. Oh yeah. Or they'll do it for like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And that 5 minutes get you hyped for you to get right back on that fucking roller coaster. You understand what I'm saying? But you're not realizing that you need that constant high. This is why I call it an addiction.
Yo, that's the cycle of abuse, though.
No, yeah, not real rap.
Like, it's very it's very methodical.
I'm telling you, you get looking for that high every minute where they give it to you, and then they keep you on that neglected, like, stage forever.
So people wonder why you stay in like bad situations for like a long time. Like,
looking for that high.
Again,
because
it's very psychological.
Then it'll be there, then it'll be there, and it's
right. And you live for like those moments of when things were good, right?
Yes.
And then that's what constantly feeds you, right? Even if like the good is like, for 30 seconds, 30 days, whatever, right? You might cycle for like another 24 months or something. And then it's like, oh, but you know what? I remember the good times. I remember, but
I'm telling
been there.
You can't find
y'all ain't giving a motherfucker no hope.
No.
God dang it.
Realistically, a lot of the situations, I tell people this all the time. I tell people this all the time. I don't think people get into relationships with the intent to do anyone harm. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. We know there's some disgusting motherfuckers in the world. But by and large, the majority of people genuinely want to love each other. We're just not understanding each other. Because we're not understanding each other, we're going into situations, like I stated earlier, looking for what you can get instead of what you can give, especially if you're talking
right. You have to come in with a servant's heart, man.
I'm telling you. Like, a tree will give you fruit when you give it water. That's just how it works. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, Jay. because we got a guy on the show, I want to ask this question.
Okay,
when you say sir, okay, wait a minute, service. Ooh, wait a minute. I don't want to lose what I was about to ask you. When you say we got to give of ourselves, right, and not look at what we can get out of a situation. When we give of ourselves, you as a guy, if a woman comes into a situation, or you're in a relationship with a woman, and maybe it's the beginning of the relationship, so you're still kind of like filling each other out. Still, I mean, obviously this happens over time, period. But in the beginning, she sees you got a lot of shit you need help with. And whether it's your business, whether it's, you know, your self-esteem, whatever. I know it ain't your self-esteem, but maybe you're an affirmation motherfucker, right? So she sees you need all this. And then she's like, okay, he's this dude. I need to be this way. Or I need to help him with this and that. Are you someone as a guy that will take that as help or an act of service or her giving of herself, or is it her demasculating you because she's now telling you you have all these shit you need to work on?
That's funny. I've actually changed my view on relationships after my last relationship, my last marriage. I used to be the guy to go into a situation looking for a specific thing, like a specific mold. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I want this. This is what I want. But in me looking at this mold, I neglected to see all the other dope things that could be out there for me. You know what I'm saying? So I made myself a little bit more available to just experience that person as they are. You know what I'm saying? So I've changed my view on that. Now I'm like, yo, okay, you like this who you are, whatever the case may be. And I see if I can fit into their life. You know what I'm saying? Before we even get that far, if you come into the relationship, you're the type of person to give gifts. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna understand that. Oh, you give gifts? Okay, cool. Well, I'm the kind of guy to like words of affirmation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could work in that situation, but, you know, just remember, I like words of affirmation. But if realistically, over time, it's going to be an issue, I'm not going to put myself into that situation where you're going to be conflicted on giving me gifts and I'm going to be conflicted on receiving words of affirmation, because we're trying to get what we want. You see what I'm saying? In these situations, like what you were just asking me, where if a person is saying like, yo, I want to be with you, and they're not telling me anything about themselves, I would once upon a time, I would think that person is trying to unlock over time. I got to love them out of their shell. Does that make sense? I would think I had to love them out of their shell. Like, oh yeah, I just got to love them. I got to love them. I got to love them. That's how I ended up in that situation where I was just giving them myself without getting anything in return, but ended up destroying myself in the process. Currently, I don't look for people in situations where they got to fit a mold. And I damn sure don't go into a situation where, it's like two different sides of the extreme. I don't visit either side. I try to stay right in the middle. I try my best to stay in the middle. So I'll experience a person and appreciate them for who they are and what they have to offer. You see what I'm saying? Right. As long as they can also do what it is that I need. And if we just don't fit, we just don't fit.
Authenticity. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't want anybody to play up to what they think.
Don't be what you think I want you to be. And don't try to be
what you are.
Like, exactly. Yeah, just be you. Right. Just be you. And if we work, we work. If we don't, then we don't.
Then be okay with that, right?
Yeah,
that was one of my number one questions that I hated when I was dating was, what are you looking for?
Yeah, I can't stand that shit.
You're looking to date, right? And I would literally scurry away from even answering that directly, because people will play a freaking role, right? And wear a damn mask most of the damn relationship until shit gets hard and that mask starts cracking.
It fall right off.
And then, right. So it's like, no, just be who you are, right? Get in where you fit in, right? Because,
I saw something on TikTok. Here go TikTok again. We're doing too much fucking promotion with TikTok. But I saw a video. The guy was like, now he was talking about women. We talk too much when it comes to dating and when it comes to getting to know the guy, because we give him too much information. Now, to be the guy, and then CC, I'm not sure what role you play on the relationship side on that. I don't want to say nothing to offend you, but you get what I'm talking about. But you get what I'm talking about.
Right, yeah. Yeah, okay. No, for sure.
So when it's the get to know you phase and all that kind of stuff, and it's so tell me what you're looking for in a man or a woman. He said, now he was directing it towards women dating men and or the dating phase. And he said, instead of telling that man what you want, he said, tell him when I see it, I'll let you know. And I was like, that is golden. But does that also apply for the man? Look, this is your girl, Jamie Reed Poetry, host of The Dirty Pleasure Show with The Dirty Pleasure Show. Now we are live. You can go to the store and be sure to unlock the 10% discount when you subscribe to the newsletter. We've got a catalog full of goodies for you. We've got 2 bundles that you want to check out, the Hot Auntie Starter Kit, as well as the Dirty Bag Swag. We've got a little bit of something for everybody on this website. You can also find our social media links and how to connect with us, as well as if you want to be a guest on the show. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because season 3, if you're seeing this and hearing this, season 3 is right now. So be sure to go to the Dirty Pleasure Show and check out some information about myself, J. Marie Poetry. But you can also get a little bit more detail there and understand a little bit more about maybe stuff I hadn't said. But you can definitely see us on the YouTube channel. You can also see us little snippets here and there on the website, and then you can click on the Hear Us tab. We're on all platforms: Amazon, Audible, Apple, and Spotify, just to name a few. Be sure to go to thedirtypleasureshow.com. Now enjoy the show. Let's get dirty. For the woman, you know, where the woman is like, well, what are you looking for in a woman? Does that also apply in the same manner, or is it just one-sided?
Absolutely. We experience the same thing. We do. We experience the same thing. The only difference is, for the most part, a guy will answer that question and let the woman, I'm speaking on the negative to this. You know what I'm saying? A guy will answer that question and let a woman know everything that he wants, knowing he don't want shit to do with her. I'm telling you what I know. He answer that question, knowing he don't want shit to do with her, let her do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Be like, nah, this ain't working. It had she just changed her whole identity. She has changed her whole identity trying to fit into this situation, trying to be what it is that he wants her to be. You see what I'm saying? So me personally, I don't even get into that conversation, but it does happen to guys. But guys will do that. The only difference is with a woman and a guy, y'all the ones that typically get taken advantage of when you give out that information. But when a guy gives it to y'all, typically you're still taking advantage of, because he's not basing whether or not he wants you on whether or not on his mold of a woman. Does that make sense? There's like
that totally does.
Like he's not basing it off of just that. Like there's a bunch of other factors that are going into whether or not he wants to make you his woman. You might say like, yo, what you want in a woman? And I'd be like, yeah, I want a woman that's at the crib, she's chilling.
Right, and it's like a mofo is like putting in his order.
I swear, right? I promise you. I promise you.
Yeah, listen,
starting to practice ain't wrong.
I'm telling you.
That shit.
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? Even to the point where a mofo was like, hey, you got to play the part. You got to play, like, that was like a catchphrase. I'm like, hey, playing my fucking part. Like, you know, I'm who I am.
I don't even do that. Authenticity.
I wanted.
She said authenticity earlier. Absolutely.
So on Cece, to your point, in dating, how do you take that on, or you're the one asking? So what do you want in this what do you want out of me? What do you want in this relationship, or is it asked of you and then you have to?
Yeah, if I say this is a hard one, because I identify as non-binary, so I don't really believe in like a specific gender. I'm very fluid when it comes to my gender expression and identity. But I was assigned female at birth, attracted to people assigned female at birth. So I'm still in the lesbian community, especially because of how I present myself. People see me as like either a more masculine energy or maybe a more androgynous one. I really don't care how, it doesn't bother me, however, whoever perceives me. But my pronouns as well, like I go by they them pronouns, but I'm not about to walk around shouting that people should use my pronouns appropriately, because we Black, so we have other things to concern ourselves with. They won't care about my pronouns as a nigga walking down the street. So that's just kind of how it works. But with dating, because I have like a more masculine presenting persona, it is expected of me to come about things in a certain way. But then because we're still in lesbian relationships, I tend to like to challenge that, because are we not still women? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, are we not still in a women identified relationship with one another? So where we should still have like at least reciprocation of energy. Like my wife ain't about to go outside and, take the trash out and do all these things, but I'm not about to be in the kitchen cooking all the time. And it's not because we have gender roles or that we have heteronormative roles. That's just what both of us are good at. That may change next week. It's real windy out here.
Now you good. You can keep going. I promise it's coming through clear. I promise.
Yeah,
I don't want
we
to
got
lose
you.
Okay,
that.
I didn't know.
You want to
I
track
know. I
right
was like, I
now?
want you to talk.
Yeah, you on the track right now. Please keep going. Please keep going.
Yeah, I'm here.
So,
Okay.
like, literally, like, we don't live within gender normatives, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm actually more emotional than my wife is, than my spouse is, even though she's the more feminine presenting person. So, it's cool in that way because both of us have been in relationships previous to this where there was extreme heteronormatives, where, like, it was expected of me not only to just do these more masculine roles, but to also not really emote as much. Like, I shouldn't have as many feelings about certain things or certain topics. So when it comes down to dating and like getting into relationships, you have to first unpack all of that shit first in these particular relationships, because it's like, am I about to be with a pillow princess, which is someone who's very feminine and doesn't even involve themselves with
I'm
much of
sorry.
anything?
I got you.
You know, no, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Or
That is real. That is real. That's
you don't
real.
be touched your boundaries. You really have to like go almost through like a bargain, like you in bargain hut or some shit, like going through you know people's exes and shit, because the community is small. At the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all of that at once that you have to deal with. So the dating scene is like, am I going to be able to, again, like I said, be authentic, be myself, and not have to be placed in this little box, in this little label packet of this is what you're supposed to look like, and this is how you're supposed to act. And you know, when you meet my parents, I need you to shake my first of all, I'm gonna hug your parents like I hug my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I have so many rules behind who I'm supposed to be? So, like, that's how we start the dating conversation. Like, bitch, am I gonna be able to be myself? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if I'm not, thinking of level, I just can't.
Ah, she froze up. There we go. There we go. Go ahead.
On God, I don't even ask that question because I don't want to presuppose that anything is supposed to be expected, because I want you to genuinely just be yourself, and I'm gonna put you in a situation where you have to be yourself. You can't contain yourself. And this is why I like dating.
Full self.
Facts. This is the fun part of dating for me. Like, and this is kind of the reason why you got to have some kind of versatility. Like, if I'm taking you out on a date, we tend to have these weird ideas that date is supposed to be going like dinner and things of that nature. You might be a different person when you're at a carnival, you know what I'm saying, or an arcade or a concert. You track what I'm saying? Like, I have to put you in different situations to see who you truly are. You feel me? I'm weird. I put a 6-month window on myself to not have sex with a woman and none of that until I really authentically know who are you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know who you are, because I'm not going to stop being who I am. You see what I'm saying? I swear. I'm not going to stop being who I am. So I'm going to give you 6 months to see who you are, because you're going to eventually, one or two things going to happen. You're either going to get frustrated with how slow I'm moving and bounce, you know what I'm saying? Or you're going to actually end up just dropping your guard and truly showing me what and who you are for me to show who I am, because I'm not going to stop being me, straight up and down.
That's good. Now I'm gonna abruptly move us to the lust thing, because I'm looking at it. I'm like,
I told you when you brought it up. I told you when you
brought
it
up. I know. Now, Erica, are you good to go into the lust topic?
I'm good. I was just like, hey, I'm gonna be a little delayed, because
okay, because I'm like, okay. So lust. Let's get to that. I don't know if it's gonna be any damn lighter. How did y'all rank on, or what was your thing on the lust? What was your results on the lust? Let's switch it up. Let's go with Jay first, and then we'll go to CC and then Erica.
Of course, you had to put me on the spot.
Yeah.
Mine was connected. I ended up getting connected, and that's exactly what I was expecting. Because, like I said, I can't even be sexually attracted to a woman unless I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't know you, like, yeah, I could look at a woman and be like, damn, she's fine. But it ain't gonna do nothing for below the belt, you know what I'm saying? Unless I get to know her. You know, she could be a complete fucking lunatic. She could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a bunch of disqualifying factors that I have to figure out whether or not they're present before I can just go off of look. You know what I'm saying? Like, moment of transparency, I've had one night stand in my entire fucking life, and I hated it. It was a horrible experience. Why? I don't know where this woman is right now in her life. You see what I'm saying? Never heard of her again. Didn't know who she was. It didn't feel right for me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, sex to me, I have to get to that point where I'm connected with you to even get to that point. Like, I don't want to just sit there and play with your body. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too deep. But this made sense to me. The connected thing made perfect sense. Like, straight up and down. Like, I can't.
We definitely are gonna have more. I don't know how long I'm gonna go on with this this might be a series of a series of a series, because I think it needs to be talked about, because I think we, women, men, and non-binary, just the whole culture of dating as a whole, dating, marriage, relationships, whatever, sneaky links, whatever you want to call it. Well, minus the sneaky link part, but the committed relationship part, I don't went into hashtag mode.
But still, even
you're good. Yeah, right? even
that's a different level from like a one night stand, right?
Yes,
because your sneaky links, like you have like some type
got
of
a connection. Yeah.
Right, there is a connection there.
There's a connection there, because why am I keep on linking up with you? Why is it a link?
Exactly.
CC.
She got.
Why is it a link? Okay, so.
I'm sorry, we went chicken too, y'all.
You're good. So I'll say mine and kind of hope CC pops back in. So mine was connected as well, because I think there has to be a connection for you to be romantic, harmonious, and primal. Now,
primal was a great word.
See,
oh my God.
No.
No, it was. Exactly. Don't you change that word. You leave it right there.
No,
that was a
great word.
And put a pin in it.
Great word. Oh my God.
It was it's a great word, because I think it also speaks to being physically like, okay, do you have to be physically attracted to someone first, or does there have to be a connection first?
For me, it's connection.
I'm connection first.
Yeah, for me, it's connection. Like I've dated women who society, because we can agree that there's a societal benchmark for attractive or unattractive. I've dated women who were below the benchmark of what we'll consider to be attractive, simply because we had a phenomenal connection. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we made magic together without any effort at all. Like, the minute we were in the same space, we'd look at each other and understand entire sentences without ever opening our mouths. You understand what I'm saying? That shit is electric to me. And I love the fact that you said it was primal, because that's exactly how it come off. It's almost animalistic. You feel me? Like, nothing speaks to freedom, in my personal opinion, more than that word. It's completely instinctive. It's all based off of your senses, all 5 of them. It's animalistic. It's no different than a lion. When a lion's hungry, it just eats. There is no preference. You understand what I'm saying?
Man.
So connection to me is the basis. Connections to me is the basis. Like, I don't, whether it's a zebra or an elephant, I'm hungry. As long as there's a hunger there, I'm there.
Now, what I will touch on is, like, in my younger years, I was lacking self-love. I'm gonna just say that I was lacking self-love. So I know in my younger years that was not my main thing. But as I got older, connection. Well, no, there always had to be a connection, but it was a different type of connection. Like, it wasn't deep. It was superficial connection. Like, you like this song, or you speak through music. That one got me. You speak through music, or you're a poet. Hence the name. But you're a poet and you're into music. Then it's like, I'm in love after that. Then it's okay. But it was like, no, there's a lot more to that. My daughter is texting me. Hold on one second. She's fucking me up.
Do your thing.
But early on, it was that as I got older, it had to be deeper connections. And then I was getting to the point, and Erica, I want you to answer this. Were you ever at a point where you were so fucking picky about men, and it had to have this box of connections? Now it's a box, or it's a checklist. Did you ever have that?
No. Ironically, I never had that. Because connection is so important to me, in the sense that, like, I don't want anyone who is inauthentically themselves.
Oh my God.
Oh, of course.
You know how long I've been fucking trying to articulate. Hold on, Jay. I'm sorry. Hold on one second.
No, you good.
You have any idea how long I've been trying to articulate what the fuck you just said out your mouth? I used to call it inauthentic authenticity, because there was no other way. I kid you not. There was no other way for me to really encapsulate what I was trying to say. You just put it so perfectly. It's not even funny. They're inauthentically themselves. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Like, because I sniffed that shit out.
Oh my
God. Like literally my body, my mind, like nothing fucking responds.
It sets you up. You repulsed almost even. Like
it's fucking repulsive, Jay.
It's repulsive.
You know what I mean? So then, you know, I'm that person that's gonna ask like all kind of like open-ended questions and like, you know what I mean? And you know, I can see connections and webs and you know, shit like that. And as soon as I sense that like shit is off,
right,
I don't want it. Right? It's got to be like authentic as hell, right? Like, you know, Jay, I can appreciate you, you know, saying that you have to like have your 6-month timeline or, you know, whatever. If the connection is freaking there.
No, you say fuck the timeline. Yeah. You say fuck the timeline.
Yeah.
I've done that.
I mean, the true freaking story. There was a time that I had like, you know, this timeline or whatever, but, you know, I had to dig deep within myself. And it's like, why the fuck do I have this timeline? Like if it's like a true authentic connection, case in point, I'm married, you know, right now. Right. Ain't gonna lie. The first time I laid eyes on this dude.
You wanted it.
No, seriously. And
no, real rap. I'm with you.
And stuff like that. Like, I mean, we were friends, you know, before. Never looked at him like in a sexual manner or, you know, anything like that. You know, had this crazy idea on Facebook. Y'all remember that anonymous game, Profoundly, or whatever it was? You know, like 4 years ago.
You say someone to fly without putting your name and shit to it.
He stepped to me in that manner, right? I travel, you know, like all the time. I'm like, all right, well, if it's real, pull up in NOLA, right?
You pulled up.
I pulled up in NOLA, right? I haven't known him like for years or whatever, but like no lie, I had no plans of like hooking up when I went there or anything. I was just another trip, you know, for me, right? And then he was just gonna be in the same city at the same time. Maybe we'll go, you know, we were gonna do drinks or whatever. A month later, you know, the mofo moved where I am at, right? A few blocks away, and it freaking hit off, you know. But he came as his full self, authentically as himself.
Oh my God, yes. That's so attractive.
You know what I mean? To where, you know, conversation, like everything was just.
And it'd be about nothing. It'd be about nothing. Y'all be talking
you know what I'm saying?
About nothing.
Like, okay, well, you pulled up, you know, here in New Orleans, you know, what's up? All right, we're going to go have a drink. Hey, I want to go to the gas station and go get some red beans and rice and some fish or whatever. And then, you know,
that is what
it was amazing.
That is what I admire about Erica, and I've been knowing her for some years. More Facebook, but we went to school together and stuff like that too. But she tells more on Facebook than I'm comfortable with. But this is how I know some of her business. However,
but you know what? I've perfected the art of telling a lot about a little.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the thing. What she says has helped me think about things differently too. So she's not the messy girl, just this and that, da 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 da. So I'm not saying that at all. But she's more open to talking about her failures in different aspects than I ever will be on social media.
Man, I'm telling you, it's freaking freedom, man. Like,
I can't do it.
You get your freaking mud out your wings.
Yes.
And you know, it's whatever.
Facebook was a huge tool for me in rediscovering myself. No bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, it was huge tool. There was a lot of things I wouldn't discuss or say until I started just saying them, and it just started flowing. I'm like, yeah, I'm not biting my tongue no more. It's a wrap for that.
Right. And it's not even about, you know, like some people say, hey, they're keeping it real, but they're keeping it rude or whatever. Like, it's not even that.
It's not even that.
No, it's my truth.
Exactly.
Right? And hopefully me sharing my truth and like freeing myself, I help free other people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. No. And that's what I will say. And that's what I was going to touch on. I'm glad you said that, because that's the part that I can do in this component. I can do in a one-on-one component. I'm an open book to a large degree, which may not necessarily be the best of things, but it is what it is. However, on social media, I guard that. But in these kind of,
I was guarded for a long time. I was keeping up a whole facade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when people started inboxing me about like, you know, things that they were going through and, you know, whatever, then I was like, oh, okay, I guess I do need to kind of share it like a little bit, you know, more, because at the end of the day, you know, I don't know how many people are following me or whatever. Maybe it's like 5K or something like that. But I don't see these people on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Like, they don't make or break my mortgage payment or, you know,
none of that.
Exactly.
None of that.
You know what I mean? So, and most of the time, Jay, it seems like I'm like real engaged on there, but literally I will write my Stuff Erica Says post
And be gone.
Right?
Wait. Okay. It's 2 J's on here. So I'm halfway thinking you're talking to me, and then he's Jay as well. Me?
Yes,
Okay.
you. Yes,
Because I'm
ma'am.
like, he's responding, and I'm like, but he's Jay too. And I'm
My
thinking
bad.
Jay Jay. And I'm like, oh, I don't know who he's talking to.
But that's for real. And it's been like super liberating for me, right? Not even in a, oh, I'm just going to tell all my business. I'm just going to throw it like out there, right? Because at this point,
No.
I'm gaining lessons.
Let me J Facts. Let me tell you what Erica did. She was broken from this one guy who was can I say it?
Go ahead.
This is your girl, Jamie Reed Poetry, host of The Dirty Pleasure Show with The Dirty Pleasure Show. Now we are live. You can go to the store and be sure to unlock the 10% discount when you subscribe to the newsletter. We've got a catalog full of goodies for you. We've got 2 bundles that you want to check out, the Hot Auntie Starter Kit as well as the Dirty Bag Swag. We've got a little bit of something for everybody on this website. You can also find our social media links and how to connect with us, as well as if you want to be a guest on the show. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because season 3, if you're seeing this and hearing this, season 3 is right now. So be sure to go to the Dirty Pleasure Show and check out some information about myself, J. Marie Poetry. But you can also get a little bit more detail there and understand a little bit more about maybe stuff I hadn't said. But you can definitely see us on the YouTube channel. You can also see us little snippets here and there on the website, and then you can click on the Hear Us tab. We're on all platforms: Amazon, Audible, Apple, and Spotify, just to name a few. Be sure to go to thedirtypleasureshow.com. Now enjoy the show. Let's get dirty. From this one guy who was a doctor, and he was a narcissist, and I learned about what narcissist stuff was and all this research.
And I hate that everybody's clinging to that word. But this is like a real clinical diagnosis.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, but
I hate is
but
that
like
people have inflated the phrase so much that it removes from the authentic cases that actually exist. It's annoying to me. It's annoying.
And she went from that to you didn't see nothing about her for a minute, then all of a sudden, pop, married, best friend. What? So I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
I love that.
Right.
I'm like, okay. There's a. I think that privacy, that whole connection, all that kind of stuff is huge when you make it and it's authentic. Again, not the inauthentic shit, because the inauthenticity. Ooh, I said that word good. I wasn't about to get that shit out. The inauthenticity. See, now I'm fucking it up. That word, is huge. I don't want to say here in Dallas, and it's that whole thing where your picker's broken kind of thing. So you got to look inside yourself. You got to figure yourself out, what your wants and needs are, and boundaries. Because I think that's a huge thing that.
Goddamn.
When we talk about that,
I read 3 books on it during that time where you said I was like kind of mute or whatever, really wouldn't say nothing, right? Because I take y'all along for this journey, right? You know, throughout that situation that you were talking about. And I don't know, I'll be honest with you, like at some point, even though somebody else is like wearing a mask that you're with, you tend to take on a damn mask, right?
Ooh-wee.
And like keep on the damn facade and all that, and it's so exhausting, right? Mm-hmm. And when I was like, you know what, fuck it, don't give a shit, you know, about the mask, you know, this is who I am. But at the same time, like taking that time away from, I won't even say it's a spotlight because I don't think that much of my socials, but to really go deep and like do the work, right? Yeah. I've been in therapy like most of my life, but like to really like get into like the weeds with that shit. And, you know, to quite frankly, like going to therapy with the mofo that like you weren't even with, because, you know, me and my husband that we have now, like before we had even gotten married, you know, we had like broken up, you know, for a little bit or whatever. When we broke it up, we decided we were going to go into therapy like together, right? Which was an anomaly for me because I always said I will never do therapy, like couples therapy with somebody I ain't married to, first of all, and let alone, I mean, I ain't even in a couple with, right? But I don't know, the light bulb just came on for me. I was like, you know what? I really like want to invest in this, right? Whether it's like a solid ass friendship, like, cause we got to unpack some stuff, you know, that happened. But more so, if I'm ever gonna like move forward, in this, what do I have to lose, right? And at the end of the day, I'm grateful, that I did that, because it's going back to like love languages, lust languages, and even how childhood has molded us to where we are today. It was highly, highly, highly beneficial, to the point to where when we decided to like do that, like 45 days later, somehow we became engaged, and we went and we eloped where we met in New Orleans, and all that. And we didn't take everybody along for the journey for that. So when you say like I popped out.
Yeah, really. And I was just like, we got to hear this story now, because I was so invested, and I'm like, you're the only one who I care, because it wasn't messy. It was like real life. For some reason, I connected with the drama, even though I didn't say. Oftentimes, I wasn't commenting or hearting anything, because I'm like, I read it, and I'm like, damn, I hope she gets past this, whatever. Because as soon as you comment, then everybody is commenting, and you're getting notifications, and it's just like, no, I just want to understand what she went through to hopefully not go through that same thing. You had me thinking all Dallas niggas was not gonna be worth the time of fucking day.
But that's the thing, he wasn't a Dallas nigga, so that's
but I'm saying that before I had that, so now I'm like, so I gotta go to Louisiana.
No, and he wasn't even from there.
Besides that, I'm being
right. I mean, but it's really a thing. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell a lot about a little bit, and make people feel like they're like super connected to like, what's going on. But, even like during that time, it was just a little bit, that I was sharing, but more so, a story of hope,
for sure,
then, just embracing, who you are authentically, and, to trust that, whoever is, meant to mesh well, and that full authenticity will come. Right.
Absolutely.
And, even if, you date people along the way or whatever that don't align with that, giving yourself permission to say, okay, it's cool. I'm not, but somebody else.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
a lot of it is not giving yourself permission to fuck up. That's true.
Yeah. Giving yourself permission to fuck up, and give yourself permission to say, you know what? Not now. You know,
exactly.
Perhaps later. I don't know, but
yeah, I was about to talk about my business. I'm not gonna do that. I had to catch myself like, no.
Mm-hmm.
But to tie it back into the lust languages, which we went far off base, but I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna appreciate the fuck out of this show. No, you're good. I'm telling you, this series is gonna be something of a motherfucker for season 3, because this is like episode 6 or the 6th recording, but now it's turned into a series. So when we when we go back to the lust languages and you categorize it, would you say there's a 1 through 5 in this ranking? Which one would be more than the other, and so forth?
With the lust languages?
Yeah.
I've never considered the fact or the idea that I might lust another way, because I'm a weirdo. When I'm not kidding when I say that, Jay. I'm not kidding. I'm old school.
You weirdo?
I'm a weirdo. I'm the type of dude.
Weirdo. Weirdo.
Okay.
Weirdo. His accent.
I'm serious. No. Like the lust languages, I don't know. I'm really weird. Like Erica, I think, is it Erica? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Erica.
Like Erica was saying, like, it can be a moment where you just get a whirlwind romance, is what I was calling it for a long time, where you could just see somebody and end up just being boom. Where you would see somebody and then all of a sudden just boom, you just click with them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really have a ranking system. Like, it's either I connect or I don't. Like, so as far as lust languages go, is giving a woman the eye across the room still a lust language? Is that, like, what is that? I don't know. I don't know.
That's I
don't know.
Let me see.
That's why I'm a weirdo. I'm a weirdo to that effect.
Well, but see, like, okay, so the connected thing, when you're connected, I think that all of the other ones play its part. Like, if I feel a connection, well, I think connected and primal is this. I don't know. I think that Connected and Primal kind of has the same weight.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
Because for me to even look your way, there has to be some sort of connection. Because overly cute. Let me put this back on. Let me see how that. Okay, no, I'm trying to see. That's why I hate playing with the format in the middle of talking. For me to even look your way, it has to be something that caught my eye, and I think that's the connection. What is that connection, right? So if that's a connection, then there's something that connected me to be interested in you. Because overly cute men, to me, are like, nah, you're gonna be on social media too much. You're gonna be taking pictures and selfies and all this kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that guys can't, like, if that's your brand and this is what you got to do and all that kind of stuff, that's one thing. But for this to be like, you're prettier than me and you taking more time in the, to get ready and all this other stuff, like all of that in the context of that's all it is. I don't look at looks in that manner. I look at it like there is a connection. Then you're cute to me. But you can't also be ugly as a motherfucker. I might be a little superficial with that too. It has to be some baseline of cuteness. I'm gonna let y'all speak because I'm gonna just let.
I don't know.
That's a little shallow, but I'm just.
That wasn't shallow. There is a benchmark. There is a benchmark for attractiveness. We just societally, we know if someone's attractive or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna sit here and say that Adam Sandler is as attractive as Brad Pitt. No one's gonna say that. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, nobody's probably gonna admit that. I'm not saying that he's not attractive to someone. I'm just saying, like, we know for a fact Brad Pitt is not an ugly guy, and we know for a fact that Adam Sandler, even though he may not be ugly, is not as attractive as Brad Pitt is. You see what I'm saying? Like, there is a benchmark. So I don't think that's shallow.
I think that's.
I wouldn't have been thinking about them. I was like Idris and Matt.
No, they were the first two names that popped in my head. They were the first two names.
I don't know. See, it's interesting. So Jay, I know that you've seen like the kind of guys that I've been with or whatever, and one would think that it's all about physical attraction. For me, but I swear,
every last nigga, hold on, every last nigga has been a bodybuilder. I'm like, where the fuck are you getting these niggas from? The gym, you right in the gym with them because I get the dad vibes and that's fine because I like pushing. I don't like just to be anyway.
Yeah, but listen, girl, like it's really not that for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Like, I like to laugh. I like to have thought-provoking conversation.
Yeah, facts.
Mm-hmm. With people, like, I like to sit and listen to live music, poetry, things like that, right? But I also think that, environment does kind of play a factor. Now, granted, my last two marriages, I did meet, people on socials, right? They kind of like make their way to my inbox and they happen to be, bodybuilders. But is that something that I specifically target?
No, yeah.
No, not at all, right? And that's just the public views of
But
people.
her husband right now is a personal trainer, so I don't buy this shit.
He's a coach.
I don't buy it.
No, but seriously, like, that wasn't the thing. You know what I mean? Like, we met in like, some fitness groups and stuff like that. Cause I used to compete, like back in the day or whatever, but that's not a predictor of, oh, well, can that person get with me? Because quite frankly, like, I've dated people in between there. Okay. And they were not bodybuilders.
Nowhere close. Yeah.
Not even close. You know what I'm saying? And, they didn't make it, to the light of day on social media because, obviously it was what it was. Right. Right. So as far if anybody makes it like to that point, it's because like, it's like full blown serious, committed relationship that's leading to marriage or we married.
Right.
To social media. Okay. Ooh. Okay. This is gonna be another another episode topic. But relationship styles is one of the things that I also, touch on in another episode that we ain't recorded yet that y'all probably should come back for. But the thing is, okay, when it go on social media, then the relationship for me is if I get to that point, now you're on social media. Something always happens. I
No.
kid you not. I posted a fucking reel, and now. Oh my!
Well, that's the thing. I didn't even want to have a conversation about
no relationship.
No, because you remember, like, again, I'll use my current husband, as an example. Nobody knew his freaking name until we actually got engaged. Like I would post about somebody's son, and
yeah.
Just that would be that.
And that's where I got that from. That's where I got that. Somebody's son.
It would just be like real light. You know what I mean? And it was not until like maybe the day after we got engaged that, like I actually put his name, on something. Right. And then,
and change your name and everything. Yeah. That was my whole thing. Like, okay.
Right. Because, I like, a level of privacy that's not necessarily secretive. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like folks know, I'm married.
Oh, y'all about to be on another motherfucking episode because that is what I was being private but not secretive. That's a big thing.
Right. Like it's a fact. I'm married. It's a fact. I have kids. It's like, like I do like, some of these things, but I've had people who have stepped beyond boundaries, like personal safety, be it, stalking, in a sense or whatever. So there's certain things that I will absolutely like leave secretive, right? But today, like my relationship, it's not a secret. I'm married, when I was engaged, I'm engaged, right? But, hey, we're at, I don't know, Texas Roadhouse or something like that. And I'm checking in as soon as I get there and I'm still sitting there and then, no.
No.
I'm about to say, you do that? I don't do that. No. Okay. I'm like, oh my God, you talk about safety. That's a safety violation.
I don't even like leaving my GPS on my phone. Mm-hmm. Like I'm the type of dude. Yeah. I appreciate people that share their relationship on socials. I think it's beautiful. I think it's dope. I think it's beautiful. One of the issues for me, being as though I'm a words of affirmation guy, I like to get his ego stroked and all that. For me, I don't like to be made a fool of. So if I post a person on social media, this is my issue. This is my issue alone. If I post you on social media, certain things that I'm going to expect from you as a result, because what you do and say will affect me. So that's one of the reasons why I refuse to post anybody that I'm with on social media whatsoever. Yeah, I'll let the world will know. The world will know. Like, yo, you in a relationship? Yeah, I'm in a relationship. You'll never know who she is. You'll never know her name. You'll never know her whereabouts. You won't know what the fuck she do for a living. None of that. You don't need to know none of that, because I'll be damned if this is me personally. Again, for my reasons, which is why I'm gonna call it a hate language. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm all the way with you on that.
Because I'll be damned if my reputation and everything as a man, the things that I'm building in the relationship with you and all that, it's all moot now because you went out and did something stupid like had sex with your uncle. You know what I'm saying? Now you the dude that had the woman that had sex with her uncle. You see what I'm saying? That
it changes your brand and your identity.
Yo, people don't even realize. Yeah, people don't realize that their actions have legit consequences outside of themselves. You see what I'm saying?
I have steps to it. I think I'll post pictures, or maybe you're in a reel or whatever the case may be. But if I tag you and and I'm like, this is my man or whatever, such and such and I were out, whatever. And somebody go to that tag and your motherfucking profile say single.
I see it. I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. Yeah,
and then you gonna tell,
right?
See,
or you get or you see that other person is tagged in some BS.
Yo, for real.
That's there, right? Well, now we got to have a conversation about co-branding.
Exactly.
And, how that looks, right? But then more so, is it important to us? Oh, okay, it's important to me, but it's not important to you. Then you get into this whole other
and that's the thing about how do we look as a unit? Like I know Kevin Hart said that shit in
it's a fact.
Thing.
That's a fact.
But that's a motherfucking real. That is so real life, even in a relationship. Like how we look at it as a unit matters to me. And if I'm posting you on social media, you not posting me, that's a flag for me. That's an issue for me. If I'm comfortable enough to post you, you ain't posting me. But then if I tag you in something and somebody go to the tag, because I'm gonna go to the tag. I went to Erica's husband when she tagged him. I'm like, okay, okay. Nope, he's good.
Did it
We
line
gonna
up?
do that. We gonna do that. That's just what it is. Why are you gonna tag somebody if we can't go click on it? So that's the thing for me. That's another show though. That's really another show.
Yes.
But, damn it.
Look, it might be back for that, because
relationship styles, like, or maybe y'all can tell me what to call it. Maybe it don't need to be called relationship styles, but something. It's
the social relationship, right?
Yeah, because the social media is a form of public, and if you can't acknowledge me in the public, but the old public, we outside at the restaurant, people see you with me, but they don't know I'm J. Marie Poetry. They don't know who you are. It's not no connection like that. And then we on social media. I'm operating in my own space, my own brand. But if I post you, it has to be reciprocity. I couldn't get the word out. It has to be that, because I'm like, absolutely, the food, looking the food thing is a big deal to me.
I don't even got.
Right, I've been look out there real bad before.
I'm telling you, it's not even really. So looking the fool to me don't even got to be about an imbalance. You know what I'm saying? Because that is looking like a fool. But I'm talking about the idea of, let's say, for example, let's say you're dealing with a dude, right? And you posting all on social media, and I've seen this shit happen. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it. I've also went through this shit before. You know what I'm saying? The woman was posting her husband and the trips they made and all that good shit. And then boom, a guy commenting under there, he ain't say that shit last week, da-da-da-da-da. You see what I'm saying? Like, you posting this dude, you all in love, you confessing your love, professing your love, you professing your love and all that, and he got you looking like an ass. Somebody else can come out of nowhere and say, oh yeah, I had this and that and that and this, and they did this. That shit's embarrassing.
Man, I'm telling you, like, one of my lines used to be, don't give nobody a reason to have a bitch laughing about
man.
And like, to me, that's like where I draw the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a hard. Yeah.
I ain't even playing like that. That's why I refuse to. I'm not saying that I understand why people are beautiful. You know what I'm saying? If you got this, if you have the sense of security that's required to have that, then cool. I think that's a beautiful thing. Me, nah. Mm-mm.
So, okay, y'all definitely gonna come back, but I'm gonna ask you this question, and then we gonna wrap up. But y'all gotta come back. Y'all gotta come back for this show, because if your lady thought J Facts, well, they don't know that J on it. Anyway, J, if your lady said that was a affirmation for her, that you publicly acknowledged her in the social media side, would that be what do you call it? I forgot what the word is, but would that be a no-go for you?
I got the question. So it's circumstantial. Like, I'm not above compromise. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not outside of compromise. I have no problem compromising. My thing is, in order for me to make that compromise, though, you had to have given me the reason to believe that you're safe enough for me to do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm opening myself vulnerably. You asking me to open myself vulnerably, but you haven't created the space for me to open myself vulnerably. That's insane. That's like asking me to jump off a cliff. You ain't give me no parachute. Ain't no goddamn inflatable at the bottom.
Is there a safe place to land, motherfucker?
Yeah, like, what are you asking me to jump off this cliff for? You see what I'm saying? So yes, I would make the compromise. I'd consider it. I'd give it some serious thought. And if she was the type of woman to give me the feelings of safety that I need to be vulnerably myself, then of course I'd have no problem screaming to the mountaintops, yo, this is my woman. You know what I'm saying? When you see her, you see me. You feel me? I could stand confident on that because I know for a fact she's carrying herself in such a way that it doesn't reflect negatively on me. I'd be a fool, an idiot, and everything under any normal IQ measurement to ever consider the fact that I have a woman who truly does make me a better man, and I don't say and sing her praises. You see what I'm saying? I'd be an idiot.
I'm
dope. I'm gonna sing her praises if she's worthy of that. You know what I'm saying? But she has to show me that it's safe for me to do so. If not, I'm not doing it, because I'd be damned if I'm out talking to my mans. Be like, yo, I heard about you, shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I gonna do with that? You see what I'm saying? Like, What am I gonna do with that? You feel me? Like, no, I'm not doing that.
We might call the next the that show relationship security or something like that. I don't know because that is big time, because a lot of times people kind of minimize social media, but we make money off of it. We do business. We met people. We made friends. It's all kind of stuff.
You're interacting with real people. I think people have this idea of the internet just being a computer or a device. They don't think past the device in their hand or that they're working with.
Oh, I absolutely do, man.
They're not realizing that you're talking to a whole nother person. You're saying shit that could destroy their feelings or their motivation. You're saying things that could essentially inflate their ego. These are words or images or whatever the case may be that's gone to a whole nother human being.
Right. It's not just transactional.
It's not transactional at all.
Unless it's a bot. But outside of that parameter, you make friends. You can have business, successful businesses thriving. All of that kind of stuff.
All that.
Like that's how I met Jay, through the internet or through social media of some sort. I don't remember exactly how.
It was fan base.
No, it was the audio thing.
Fan base. I'm telling you, it was fan base.
What, you talking about Clubhouse?
Nah, fan base.
No, it was fan base.
It was fan base.
Okay, well,
the black old version of like a Clubhouse and an Instagram mixture.
I have never been on there.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. They got work to do, but you know, it is what it is. I don't want to talk bad about it. You know, it's a black-owned social media platform, so it's dope. But yeah, like y'all gotta come back for that, because I gotta wrap up and get ready for work tonight. But we kept it pretty much at 1:30. It's a little bit more than an hour and 30, but I'll go ahead and wrap up. Jay, definitely feel free to promote your business. Erica, yours too. Just even though I know we recording, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. So give me just a second. I'm gonna do my outro here. All right, so we wrapping up the show. I'm Jamie Marie Portree, host of the Dirty Pleasure Show and owner of Dirty Words Apparel. And Brandy will be back next show. She has some issues, so we'll see her back. So we wanted to go ahead and wrap up this show, and I'll let Jay Fax go ahead and talk about your company. I'm trying to get you let me get you the spotlight so it doesn't. There you go. Go ahead.
I am Jamel J. Fax Lashley, owner of 605 Premium Infused Cocktails. You can find it online at 605.com. That's SIX, the letter O, the number 5.com. Or you can get on Instagram at DrinkALP6. DrinkALP6.
Thank you. Oh, see, the transitions don't be transitioning. Hold on one second. Hold on. What the fuck? I can't get this shit to do right. There we go. Okay. So again, I'm Jamie Marie Portree. Erica, did you have a business? I'm sorry.
Sure. And I have hi, Erica Sunshine Divine. You can find me on Facebook under that name, or Instagram, TikTok under Stuff Erica Says. That's Erica with a C and a K. And coming soon is the Skin Best Friend Spa and Wellness. So you can find that on Instagram as well as online at www.theskinbestfriend.com. See you soon.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we got everybody to promote their businesses and all that good stuff. May have you as a sponsor too, by the way, just FYI. And we're going to go ahead and wrap the show up. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, the dirtypleasureshow.com is where you can find us on all our social media platforms and all that good stuff. That's where you can connect. Also, if you're seeing this on YouTube, please subscribe so we can get our subscribers up. And you all can be aware when this season 3 drops, because you're not seeing this until it drops. All right, so y'all have a good one.
Later, Jay.
Thank you.
This is your girl, Jamie Reed Poetry, host of The Dirty Pleasure Show with The Dirty Pleasure Show. Now we are live. You can go to the store and be sure to unlock the 10% discount when you subscribe to the newsletter. We've got a catalog full of goodies for you. We've got 2 bundles that you want to check out, the Hot Auntie Starter Kit as well as the Dirty Bag Swag. We've got a little bit of something for everybody on this website. You can also find our social media links and how to connect with us, as well as if you want to be a guest on the show. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel because season 3, if you're seeing this and hearing this, season 3 is right now. So be sure to go to the Dirty Pleasure Show and check out some information about myself, Jamie Reed Poetry. But you can also get a little bit more detail there and understand a little bit more about maybe stuff I hadn't said. But you can definitely see us on the YouTube channel. You can also see us little snippets here and there on the website, and then you can click on the Hear Us tab. We're on all platforms, Amazon, Audible, Apple, and Spotify, just to name a few. Be sure to go to thedirtypleasureshow.com. Now,